So even though spring is not an ideal time in Canberra to prune these plum trees, and espalier should be trimmed regularly, but we just can't. So even though it's not a great time to prune, it's a good time to just find out how a tree works, and that's an important part of gardening, is to just get used to how a particular plant grows, where it gives its flowers, what kind of wood. Especially in an espalier tree, when you're doing so much trimming, that trimming could actually be just stopping the thing from flowering. So we're going to have because it's springtime, the flowers are all there, and this is a great chance for us to just study where a plum tree makes its flowers. Alright, have a look at this. That's the flower of a plum tree. This is a Santa Rosa, I think it's called. It fruits on the last year, directly off the last year's growth. So this is a big long shoot that shot up last year, and because it's last year's growth, so that was in let's say end of summer, this shot up, and we had a dormant season winter, and now in springtime, can you see the flowers are just shooting directly out from that wood? So there's a lesson. The flowers, and that means your plums, come directly off wood that is 1 year old. So let's go down. So that was where it started growing last year. So here, this wood here is 2 years old, the major branch there. And the things that grew last year were the little shoots coming off the side, and you can see here there are no flowers on this main vertical trunk. All the flowers are coming off these little side shoots. So why are we worried about that? Well, for an espalier here, you actually, that's the shape. You're trimming off all the side shoots. Everything which comes off, grows off the side, you trim it off so that you get these really nice vertical runs like that. Now if you were to trim it too much, you'd get no side growth off these older branches. In the first year it's okay, that's just a first year growth. For something which is a bit older, if you had have trimmed off everything, then you get no flowers whatsoever. So there you go. If you just have this as a really no side branches, then you would have got no flowers. These are the little spurs that you're trying to encourage here. That's great. If something does grow off, that grew off last year and it was growing up, can you see I cut it there? I could have cut it right the way back to the main branch. Sometimes you do, if the stuff is really vertical, you just trim it back. But I didn't. I just cut a 1 or 2 inch stub, and can you see off that stub last year's growth, this year we've got little flowers. So I suppose the moral there is, on this, an espalier of a plum tree, don't trim the things right back. So here's another one. Normally on an espalier, you would, anything that's growing off the side like that angled, you'd trim it right back here to keep that really clean vertical stem going up. However, I didn't. I just trimmed it back here. I've left probably 3 inches because I want on the side of this little branch for these fruiting spurs to develop. Otherwise we'll have a really clean espalier, but not so much fruit, because the flowers and fruit don't come directly on these old branches. Once they're 2 and 3 years old, you don't get fruiting on that main vertical branch. It's off these little side fruiting spurs, which are more recent wood. More recent wood gives you the better flowers. So that's it's a tension that you've got when you're trying to get a beautiful structure like that, which is absolutely gorgeous. but also you're trying to get some fruit as well. This is our main trunk. This was growing out onto the driveway. Normally for an espalier you're just trying to trim everything, stuff that grows sideways or directly up. When you trim that all off, and I could have trimmed this particular branch all the way back there. This is old wood now, you can see there are no flowers coming directly off this. So if I were to trim everything bare back and just have this horizontal line here, there'd be no flowers on this part of the espalier tree. So what I did instead, when this thing started growing out, I had the choice of just trimming it cleanly back, but I didn't. I trimmed it back last year there, can you see that cut? A couple of inches, 3 inches, just to sort of see what would grow, to get some flowers off this little side shoot here. Probably a little bit later I'm going to trim that back there and see if we can get some permanent fruiting spurs there. So anyway, there's your just a nice thing to do, just to really carefully look at how a tree grows and where it fruits from. Plum tree fruiting not from really old wood, but from just recent growth. So don't trim all the last year, all over year's growth off just because it's growing in the wrong direction. Don't trim it fiercely, leave these little couple of inches just so that the following spring you're going to get some of last year's wood, which gives the best amount of flowers.